this isn't technically like Kupo Quest, but I'm going to start this with Lally Ho, friends, because we've got our Kupo Quest group here, at least the original Kupo Quest group. So anyway, we have decided that we're going to play through the Press Start, which is the Fabula Ultima introduction scenario. And what's really interesting about this is not only is it just like an intro scenario to play through, it actually acts as a tutorial and a guide that's going to walk us through to teach us how to play. So we'll probably be doing a lot more explanation of the rules as we go through this than we would in a normal actual play. Oh, that was sweet. We'll probably be going through the rules a little bit deeper. So this should act as like a good, if you're interested in learning the system, hopefully this will be able to help. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. How does that sound? Let's do it.
Sounds great.
Yay!
All right.
Yay!
So our story begins on a small airship sailing above the forest surrounding the city of Denova. Piloting the airship is an old man named Leon, who begrudgingly accepted to transport you near these ancient ruins known as the Crater of Megiddo, a once great city of magic that was devastated by a magical cataclysm in the past. The crater still hides many powerful and terrifying secrets, and troops from the neighboring Empire of Alonia have been spotted in the area. Why are our heroes headed there? Well, that is a question that Blair Claremont can answer. Their father, King Roland, decided not to take action against Alonia, but Blair disobeyed his orders and gathered a group of exceptional individuals to personally investigate the situation. So to kick us off, Blair, why are we investigating this, and what is it that you're looking for here? And now we begin what is probably one of my favorite parts about Fabula Ultima is it really enforces, in its rule set, shared world building. It's like a major part of it. So, what exactly are we here for, Blair? I'm putting you on the spot.
I think that if Blair would be after anything, I think they would be after something that would make them seem like a good ruler on par with their parent.
Okay.
What that thing is, I'm not sure. I'm thinking maybe like an ancient relic that used to belong to them. What that relic would be.
Okay.
I would pick something music-based, but I'm not sure what the rest of the group thinks.
Well, Blair, this is your expedition, so this question was for you. Maybe
you're right. This is my expedition.
Maybe there's a magical harp or something that is said to have legendary powers at the bottom of the crater, left over from the ancient civilization that was here before.
Yeah.
So,
potentially, maybe it belonged to their ancestors.
Okay, I like that. So at this point, and we'll start with Blair, I want to kind of go around, just describe just physically what your character looks like. We'll get into their emotional state and backstory in a little bit, but let's start with Blair. Just kind of describe what your character looks like, and where are you on the airship?
Blair looks like a performer with a lot more niceties. They look like a performer who makes a lot of money doing what they do, even though they've never actually worked a day in their life. And music is a hobby. They have very long blue hair, very stylish clothes, and currently they are on the side of the ship. And I think you hear a bit of clapping and cheering as you see they are performing for very few crew members who like get a bit of a break. Okay. And they are the life of whatever show they're on, no matter how small.
I love that. Perfect. Next, we'll move on to Cassandra. Cassandra, describe your character for us, and where are you at? What are you doing on this airship?
Yeah, are we taking the pre-made or are we making our own?
I mean, describe what the pre-made looks like, I guess.
Okay.
But then you can embellish from there. So
the pre-made is basically a cat lady, a Mikote, for Final Fantasy 14 players. But essentially, she looks like she wields a long spear. She is essentially a Druidian. But she wears a lot of lighter clothing, which kind of goes against the heavier side of the training. that she would have gotten, but she prefers the lighter clothing now, which usually comes in the colors of like blue, the regal purple, as she used to work as one of the captains for the royal family. And now with the role of being just almost like a guide, while still nervous, she's kind of did have long dark hair previously, but has since cut it short. And she's kind of just standing at the helm next to the pilot, just kind of talking to them, reassuring things, going through some things. But just hesitantly kind of just watching over the princess and making sure that everything's okay. But I don't know. I feel a bit weird at the moment.
Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry.
Next, let's go to Levine. Describe yourself and where you're at on the airship.
Levine is tall and blonde. And in every other aspect looks like Avril Lavigne. She has a permanent scowl on her face. Like I said, long blonde hair, very tall, wearing armor. She is probably like, I don't think she's with anyone. I think if she's anywhere on the airship, she's probably like in a back corner where like nobody can come up behind her and she can like look out at everybody else, and just sort of like, just be contemplative and mopey.
Okay. That leaves Edgar. What's Edgar doing? What does he look like?
Edgar is a young lad. He's probably, I don't know, 12. He's got some traveling boots. He's probably like 12, 13 maybe. He's got some basic brown traveling boots, blue jeans that are rolled up. He has an orange overshirt. He has some bags and like straps on his sides to contain like his trinkets, any vials, anything he tinkers with. One of his arms is metal, and that's something that through casual conversation you realize he did to himself, and he fixed himself. And he always carries some sort of notebook, and his bag's always filled with scrolls and papers, and it's always a fucking mess. And he has like dirty blonde, kind of scraggly hair. It's not crazy, but a few more weeks it'll be getting in his eyes, and he needs to take care of it. And I'm making this up on the spot. He is looking over the balcony of the airship, and he has a little ornithopter floating next to him as a little tinkering companion he made.
Love it.
And he's looking off towards where Pemble is.
Love it. Love it. Also, I love even just describing, I had somehow not noticed that he has a metal arm when I was looking through all these. So, see, I'm learning things. Okay. As you all are in your various spots, the tops of the trees part abruptly, and you can see the crater below you. It's an oddly circular pit descending into the ground, filled with the remains of ancient stone buildings and once glorious waterways that crumble towards its depths. Just as Leon, the pilot, prepares to descend, you hear this rumbling noise from below that sounds almost like the ground itself is screaming at you. And then from the depths of the crater, you see this purple glow start to kind of pulse out. And then before you know it, there is a pulse of pure energy that shoots out of the crater and slams into your airship, cutting off part of the side of the hull. It hits the left side of the airship, and you start spinning out of control. In an instant, the magical energy just has faded, but the vessel is going down. So, this is where we're going to learn about our abilities. Okay, so this is going to be the first test. So if you look at your character sheet, it will unlock the little unlocked one. So all we really need to worry about in here are the abilities and status effects. Okay? So, here's what we do. Let me bring this back up. So Leon is like, shit, and he grabs it and he keeps trying to pull it around, but the ship is spiraling towards this crater. So we can all, at this point, each one of us is going to make a check for how we try to help stabilize this and keep this from being a disastrous crash. So you can use an ability that you have. You can just basically whatever you can think of. And the way that rolls work in this is each roll is always going to use 2 dice. So it's going to either use one of your skills twice, or it's going to use 2 of your skills. So say dexterity and insight, they would both be rolled together. And that will determine what we're rolling based on the action that you want to take. So, who wants to go first?
And you said we're allowed to use our skills?
If you got one you think is appropriate, yeah.
Yeah, really quick. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest, Flash of Insight seems very useful right now.
Okay.
I'm not going to hold you. But I do need to roll a study action of 13 or higher.
Okay, so for that then let's keep this to the base then, because the difficulty for this will be 10. So let's just walk through it the way it's intended so we don't get too ahead of ourselves. So just describe an action that you would like to do, and then we'll pick which of the attributes we want to roll for it.
Yeah. Blair would be well aware of this point that Edgar is a tinkerer, right?
Yeah. You chose them for the reasons for reasons.
Yeah.
That would be one of them.
I think you see Blair goes full Sherlock, and she is looking at every piece. They're looking at every piece of the ship. They are looking for what would be the quickest thing that Edgar could fix to help rectify the situation, even if it's just a little bit.
Okay. So for that, I think this is going to be a double insight roll for you, which is pretty good. So the way that you should do this in Alchemy, click on the insight, and it should pop up something else. Like it should pop up another pop-up. It'll ask you what your second attribute is. Go ahead and pick insight for that again. And set the difficulty level, leave it at 10, and then hit roll. And that should take care of the rest.
Nice.
16. So that is a success. So looking around, what do you think you see that'll help to keep this from being a disaster? You know that there's really no way to stop this thing from hitting the ground. What you're trying to do is mitigate the damage as much as possible so that you don't destroy the airship when it crashes.
I think Blair is surprisingly spry, almost like a dancer, as they hit the side railing and look. And I think they see that they're spinning, and they're just like, and they think back to the one lesson they remember from one of their classes about airship repair, and they say, "Okay, we just need to land." And Blair is going to run over to Edgar and pointedly move his head towards one of the wings and just ask, "Can you fix that?"
So with this, Edgar, we'll move to you. What do you want to do?
Well, it might be easier to go check out one of the emergency generator or magic generators to see if there's a slow fall protection. I don't know about climbing up on a wing while we're crashing.
Yeah, you see that Blair immediately stops tying their scarf around their waist as if they were going to tie it to the railing and jump on that wing.
So here's what you've got. You have presented 2 options. If you want to go look for the slow fall generation, you can do that. If you do go out on the wing to repair based on the tip, I will give you a +2 bonus to your roll.
Fuck it, we're doing it live. Let's go up on the wing.
All right. So I think
Ornithopter's coming with me.
I think going up on the ring is going to be... Yeah, we're going to need a new character.
Oh, God.
Let's do
Edgar the second.
Dex, okay.
Dexterity.
So skills, press dexterity, and then another thing should pop up. Okay.
Yep. And then the next one I think should be probably insight. Your intuition, your observation, trying to fix this thing.
Okay. And then don't press the penalty or difficulty, just hit roll.
So give yourself +2 on that. On the
bonus. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And then leave the difficulty at 10.
Woo!
Okay. 9. That does not make it, unfortunately. As you get out there, you can see exactly what needs to be done. But as the thing is just falling out of the air and spinning crazy out of control, you just can't really get your foot. There's a moment where you slip and you are airborne for the slightest second, and you think to yourself, this is it. And then the ornithopter manages to get you, and it doesn't have the strength to pull you up, but it slows you down just enough to allow you to reach out and grab the wing as you're just kind of dangling there. That would be your action, though. So who wants to go next?
2 years at MIT for this.
I guess Levine will go next, because I think I have an ability that might help.
Okay. What are you doing?
Save my friend over here. I have guard.
So let's keep it to just the attributes and stuff right now. This is just a straight
attributes.
check. So just those.
Okay, cool.
Block 1.
Great. Well, I'm big and strong, so I'm gonna jump out or pull him back in.
Okay. This will be dexterity and might. The dexterity because you have to go out on the wing. The might, obviously, because you're pulling them back in.
Yeah, I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Okay.
Hell yeah.
How do I do this? Okay.
Mind you, we met like a couple days ago.
I will say, because of the fail, really quick, Edgar, you will take a condition. You will take the shaken condition. Because that was scary. This will lower your willpower die size by 1. So if it's
God.
D8, it goes down to a D6. It's gonna get worse too, as
Great.
Levine gets out on.
This is gonna end real well, everybody. We're all dead.
the wing, and as you're trying to pull him up, the added weight is what you forgot to account for. And as you step out on the wing, you hear this crack as the wing just snaps off with you. You manage to reach out and grab him, and at the very last second, grab the side of the ship. But then you kind of go back and slam into it, smacking your head against it. You're going to be dazed. That's going to lower
I'm having so much fun, everybody. This is great.
That's going to lower your insight die by 1. So here's where we are. It's spiraling out of control, plummeting towards the ground, and you have two of your members hanging off the side. And we come to Cassandra.
We're gonna need another spearman to carry this group again.
Cassandra is kind of just like at the helm with Leon, having trained with the spear and being light on her feet. She's kind of just standing there next to Leon as he's freaking out, and she's just kind of looking over and just watching all of this happen. And she's like, maybe next time she'll believe me when I say we need better. Well, just better. Alright, Leon, move. And she's going to essentially knock him out of the way with her. She's going to shoulder check him. And she's going to spin the wheel the other way to kind of flick them up, because she remembers she used to be a former Skyrider captain. She knows that while the ships themselves are usually quite large, this is a smaller vehicle, and she knows that the smaller vehicles have a lot more reactive hydraulic tinkering that was created in the Empire.
Nerd.
I knew that too.
Totally have been played like an artificer in nearly every campaign I've done. I got this. But she knows that the smaller vehicles are usually a lot more reactive. So instead of like Leon's trying to like turn it to stable us, she's going to flick it the other way to kind of try and knock us back up onto the thing and then balance it out. Okay.
You're in your past, you were a Sky Captain, right? Was that not part of the background?
Yes.
With that, I will give you
Sky Rider Captain is my identity.
Perfect. I will give you a +2 to your role here. It's going to be dexterity, I think, just for trying to coordinate that, and then probably willpower for just willpower for determination, or might for just the strength it takes. I'll let you choose. So dex and one of those two.
I'll do dex and might.
Okay.
So second attribute is might. I have a +2 to my bonus, and the difficulty is still 10. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be like, okay.
Come on. Oh my God! You. Oh. Boom.
Good shit.
Can we just start over?
Yeah, reset. Yeah.
I thought.
Hey. That's a success.
because of the +2. Your background saved your ass here. As you manage to just barely
That's a success.
throw them back onto the deck of the ship right before you all have mere seconds to take cover. There's no more actions. What are you all doing?
I've stabilized the wheel. Leon, I've knocked Leon off to the side. I'm like, just hold on to something, dear. And she's like, held on to this thing. While she like flips her hair back.
I'm pretty sure Blair just runs and slides into like an open door somewhere and puts their back to the wall.
Okay.
Levine's probably gonna grab as many people as she can and just sort of like brace and just sort of like make sure she's protecting as many people.
Aw.
Oh, that is nice. Edgar, what are you doing?
I'm gonna fall to Miss Fulbright's protection and let her
Edgar's
Miss Fulbright, save me.
Edgar's no good, very bad day.
Pretty much. So I think at this point, Cassandra, you have the best view of this as the ground is just rushing up at you while you're still at the helm trying your best to stabilize this. And then there's a moment where the world explodes into noise and chaos. You all get thrown around. There's splinters and wood flying everywhere. Until eventually the world seems to settle and you've all been thrown in various directions around this wreckage. You've made half the checks, which means that it's not a full loss on the airship, but it is severely damaged. About half damaged, actually. You can see that, Cassandra, as you stand up and kind of dust yourself off, one part of the hull has been incredibly, like it's smashed against a rock and there's like a big hole punched in the side. The other wing is bent a little bit and the one that snapped off is nowhere to be seen. As Leon kind of pushes out from under some debris, kind of stands up. Is everyone okay?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Miss Claremont.
I suppose with the. Seems like it.
Yeah, you see that Claire just fully walks out of the room, a bit shaken, as they say, I am fine. I feel like there are more important people to worry about in this moment.
You're the princess.
I think, funnily enough, you see he says that to Claire, and Claire almost looks as if, like, I mean, nothing I just said changed in my eyes. Before you see, immediately they go to help, like, a worker up or something.
It's a miracle we didn't lose anybody. Is everyone okay, though? Like, anything broken?
Cass is gonna jump off and start helping people up.
I think we're all accounted for over here.
Well, it's more than we can say from a ship.
Actually, Blair goes, "Oh my goodness, Edgar!" Remembering that there's a literal child in their party.
I called dibs on this broken generator box, and I put it in my bag.
I'm sure we've got a spare. It'll be fine.
We don't have a spare airship, unfortunately.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure we can scrounge up some materials and make the kid do it. He seems like he's good with that stuff.
I like to think that this is like. I like to think that this is like the scene from the D&D movie. Where it's like you can't just magic your problem away. Like having to explain to these people who know nothing about engineering or tinkering why their requests are quite crazy.
So I think you had a question.
Does anybody know whereabouts we are right now?
So I will say this: you were shot down right above the crater, and it was a relatively controlled fall because of Cassandra's actions. You are within walking distance, maybe 10 minutes from the crater, which was your destination.
Would it be crazy to say Blair pulls out a map?
No. I think that'd be fine.
Yeah,
With this, I'm going
Claire.
to transition to the second scene, but go ahead.
Yeah. Claire pulls out a map and hands it to Levine and says, "Here you go, Miss Fallbright."
Thank you, Miss Claremont. I think it'd be better if we stick together. Assessing where we are, there may be some danger, so we should head towards our goal. See if we can't.
Here, but before you head out, though, Leon starts rummaging through, and you see that he has like this little medical kit that he's been working on, and one of the workers seems to have a really, really bad, like, their arm is in kind of a weird angle, so he's kind of helping bandage that up. But he
Can't
does
relate.
walk around, and he... Sorry.
God
That's too close to home. Sorry. He will walk around and give each of you this little tiny vial, essentially a remedy. So if you choose to take it, it will take away the status effect that you just got.
Yeah, I think Levine will take it just because she doesn't want to be left without any of her faculties, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. So
yeah,
this is one of the ways in the game where, either help from an NPC or some kind of item is one way to remove some of those status effects. So those of you that were dazed or stunned or whatever the other one was, you can remove that status effect now and increase your die back up to its regular size.
What about the crew? Are they just going to stay here?
Well,
I mean,
they're not really. They're really just hired hands to help fly the thing.
Okay, but if you need any help, don't hesitate to leave, all right?
To leave?
Yeah, to get yourself or the crew to safety.
Not really sure where we're gonna go. I mean, it's like we're a couple, at least days from any kind of city or town. I think we're stuck here till we get this airship repaired.
Well, as long as you remember that your safety is the highest priority.
Okay, that's very kind of you. Well,
all right.
Just
anyway,
let it go.
Leave this mess to us. I'm pretty sure you all have your work cut out for you down there. And he kind of gestures towards the crater that shot you down, and it's still pulsating with this purple glow that has receded now that the energy blast has happened, but it's still, you can tell something's still working down there.
Okay, this might be a weird question. I feel like Blair, not only being the princess, but also being nobility. By the way, the idea of a non-binary person using the phrase princess is so cunty. I'm so sorry, that is so cunt.
Yes,
no, but basically, I'd like to think that she's very well educated. Could she go through her Rolodex of like books about magic to see what that blast could have possibly have been, just like from the outside?
Sure. With that, let's do a probably insight. Yeah, it's probably just a double insight check.
All right. What would you say the difficult would be?
Difficulty on this is 13.
Okay. Going to roll. Come on, Diva.
Oh, that was so close.
So close, yeah.
It's hard to say. I mean, there's definitely been, you've seen magical blasts, but something that powerful, how it was triggered, why it shot you down, no, it's hard to say. You're not really going to be able to know until you go down and see what's down there.
I read a couple of books on magical blasts used in case of protection, but I'm not sure if that's it. Oh, Edgar, are there any tinkering things that could do something like this?
Well, I mean, it kind of reminded me of a volcano, but with a laser.
Sure.
I've only known Edgar for 5 minutes, but if anything were to happen to him,
I mean, I've seen lasers before, but in the ground they usually come from like machines or magic. I don't know about you, but that felt pretty magical.
Oh, Miss Fulbright, Miss Cassandra, the two of you all right? I forgot to ask.
Yes.
I mean, I softened the landing. I'm fine.
Okay, well
Yes,
then, I guess it's time to continue. What would the two of you recommend as a walking formation?
I believe I should head the front to protect from any potential oncoming danger.
All
I'll take up the rear. At least I can react. At least I can react quick enough in case something comes by, but between Your Highness and still a child. You are still a child. Anyway, I'd rather just keep the two of you. I love him so much, Jesus Christ. I'd rather just keep the two of you in the middle.
Agreed.
I would agree on that.
I just want to point out, because I think it's
eye
funny. As soon as you said you're just a child, my eyes just kind of went down to fishy. And that's when he went like... So I imagine Edgar in game being like, yep.
Oh, but I also... But I could still be helpful. I can keep an eye out for any danger and maybe see if any of my lessons have taught me anything about what we could be facing.
Cass is going to look to Levine and just kind of give you a look, because I feel like being a former Sky Rider, what is it? Former Skyrider captain, and you being heavily armored, I don't think it'd be out of the realm of possibility to say that we've either worked together before or I've like shipped and ferried you before or something like that. So I feel like I'm just gonna like give you a look, as if to say like, yeah, we gotta keep them alive.
Yeah. Levine's just gonna go, yes, very well. Well, let's get hanging out, and like obviously with a nod back. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
sure, Jan, let's go.
All right, onward then.
Okay. You all start to make your way towards the crater, and it will take you 15, 20 minutes or something. So now's the time. We're going to learn a little bit more about the characters. If you're looking at your PDF character sheet, we're going to unlock 2 more additional spots. We're going to unlock traits, and we're going to unlock bonds. So I'll kind of go through these and talk about what they are, and then we're going to have a little bit of... we're going to dive deeper into your characters here for just a bit. Yes, I see there's a question in the class.
What do I do if I don't have enough money for the bond?
Well, I'm sure we could work something out.
Yeah, I have a broken airship I can sell you.
Oh,
hey, it's my airship.
Okay, so while your attributes, those kind of represent your affinity towards your different approaches, traits are much more narrative. Okay, so these are concepts that your character's built around, and this is also a very important part of Fabula Ultima, and typically you do all this at character creation. So this is an interesting kind of interlude they put in here. We're kind of going to go back and do like a mini character creation right now, just to kind of walk through how bonds and things function. So your identity represents what your character currently sees themselves as. So you want to just share what your current identity is.
Oh, this is so sad. Blair's identity.
Oh,
Blair literally just sees themselves as heir to the throne of Denova.
Okay.
Oh, that is tragic.
Just wait.
Mine just comes up as former Skyrider captain.
Okay, which you've already used to your effect, I see.
Yes. It's my
Edgar is a young inventor who survived.
But there's a story
Oh.
Yeah,
there.
he did. If we want to talk about tragic, identity, princess without a kingdom, theme, guilt.
Oh.
That was a good segue. Your theme represents the dominant narrative force that kind of drives your character. So, what's Blair's?
Duty.
Okay.
You
Cassandra?
said duty.
Doubt.
Doubt.
Oh.
Okay. And Edgar, what about you?
Hope.
That fits, I feel like.
I can't help but laugh now that Ace is like, yeah, I'm tragic, and everyone else is like, hold up,
Yeah.
give me 1 second.
Hold my purse.
Hold my purse.
And then Edgar's
Jesus
like,
Christ.
hi.
I need a cigarette. I need a cigarette after that. Who are these sad people?
And then finally, your origin. Your origin is just what it is. It's where you come from. So we can share those. They don't have as much narrative impact on how we play the characters. But if you want to, go ahead. Share where your origin is for these characters. I think they're all from different places.
Well, everyone knows this. Blair is just the princess of Denova.
And then Cassandra, where are you from?
For the sake of this, I'm not sure if we continue using these characters if we do something else later. But for the sake of this, my origin is Stormkeep.
Okay. If we play longer term, if we enjoy this, we'll probably make new characters. Unless you
Yeah,
like
Honestly, I would love that because this game is actually bad. I was gonna say bad bitch, but I meant to say badass. But I stopped myself.
You just stopped and said bad instead.
It's just bad.
Edgar, Edgar, where are you from?
I hinted at it at the airship, but I am from Pemble.
You did, and then Levine's from my favorite place,
Armorica.
I don't think it's supposed to sound like that. Okay, so in character creation, normally you would pick these, but you write your traits freely, and you can change your character's identity and theme throughout the story based on how they grow, how they evolve, and things like that. And you're expected to do that as the characters grow and evolve.
So cool.
Now we're gonna ask what Psychic's laughing at because I want to be in on the joke.
I think he's crying.
I just love that you're like, as we talk about things, we can change like our theme and our identity. I'm like, Fabula Ultima is the best one because we are trans inclusive.
Absolutely. Okay.
Everybody can change their identity if they want to.
Well, Final Fantasy XIV TTRPG was trans inclusive too because we had that boss fight with Lazy Lawrence that kept going back and forth between Lazy and Lady Lawrence.
Lady Lawrence, yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to get to know our characters just a little bit better. And because Fabula Ultima is a role-playing game, you'll notice too that it leans into the role-playing aspect heavier than something like D&D, which puts a lot of emphasis on its mechanics. This one does put a lot of emphasis on its actual role-playing. So, Cassandra. No, sorry. I'm going to start with Blair. You are the heir to the throne of Denova, and you believe it your duty to protect your people and stop the Elonian Empire from seizing control of the crater of Megiddo. Your father, the king, thinks otherwise and ordered you not to abandon the palace. How did the crater come to be? What disaster turned a prosperous city like Megiddo, home to the greatest magic in the world, into a sunken mass of ruined buildings? And here we're doing some more world building.
The disaster, I think, was just mortal curiosity. I think when given the option of magic, humans will always do what they can when they aren't given rules, and they did everything they shouldn't, and that caused this crater.
Okay. What terrible secret do you fear the Elonians might uncover there?
Ooh, I think Blair feels that they will discover that it was their lineage's fault.
Okay. Is your position as the heir an honor or a burden?
I think Blair sees it as an honor, but that honor is can be a bit burdensome at times. But I do think Blair sees it as an honor because Blair loves their people.
Okay. And finally, when your father forbade you from taking action against Alonia, was he trying to protect you, or was there another reason?
I'm going to be honest, and I feel like this is where the tragic part comes, because now after realizing how kind of sad this character is, my roleplay brain is going crazy. I think
Perfect.
I think that when Blair's father told them not to do anything, I think at first they thought it was protection, but then they looked deeper and they realized that their parent does not trust them to handle something this serious.
Okay. I love that. So a few simple questions, and now we have a much more fleshed out Blair. So now let's move on. Let's talk to Cassandra. Or
Why
Cassandra.
would I do that?
You are the former captain of the Skyriders, the elite soldiers of Stormkeep. You came here after hearing rumors of a woman with a white spear among the Alonians. The same spear your mentor, Desdemona, used to wield. The idea that she might have sided with Alonia fills you with doubt. So, Desdemona left Stormkeep after the violent death of her brother, Tristan. What was your relationship with the two of them?
I feel like the relationship with Desdemona was just a mentor and student relationship. Kind of grew up the ranks quicker than most people did. I took to the spear quite easily. But a lot of that is kind of because Tristan was very close with me, and while it was legally stated on paper as extra activities to help teach me what I was doing, really he was pushing me as much as my mentor was to get better. So while sometimes I probably got a bit tired in class or in training, it's because I've been doing double the training, and Tristan and I became quite close.
Ever turn romantic or just very close friends?
I think it could have been if I took the step and accepted his proposal.
Well, it was definitely romantic for him then, it sounds like. So not to bring it down, but how did he die?
In the heat of a battle, we were in the skies. A strike force from the other side caught us off guard and had boarded my ship. In that moment, we were taken hostage, and it came to the situation of kind of choosing between Desdemona or Tristan. And while everything else was kept a secret with our relationship and how we treated each other, I chose to save my mentor to keep the relationships intact, while kind of getting that small nod from him, knowing what I had to do at that time.
How did that affect your relationship with Desdemona? Does she blame you for his death?
Yes and no. And I feel like that's where the main theme of doubt comes with Cassandra, because while she has to live with the choice that she made, it comes at a point where she kind of doubts whether she did make the correct decision, watching her defect to the other side and go through her stages of grief, in a sense of trying to figure out whether, did I make the right decision? Was I supposed to save him? Was I supposed to save my mentor? I don't know. So I'm kind of just been floating around for a while now, trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do. But hearing that story of this white spear, being on the other side, essentially, is kind of made me worried that might have made the wrong decision. But then I don't know if I'd have been able to live with myself.
Okay. And last question. Why did you abandon your position as captain?
Part of it was out of guilt, and part of it was out of the emotional state that it left me in being in that position. Some of the other disciples were starting to pick up the grief I was feeling was not that of just a random friend or a compatriot, and some people were starting to put some ideas together, and it was at the recommendation of my the captain in charge above us, our leader, gave me the option to leave instead of having to deal with it all, thinking that, the open airs might be good for me.
Okay. Great answer so far. Loving this. Edgar, you're next.
All right, Twelvey.
You are a
Let me
young
pull out the
inventor
cigarette now.
from the village of Pemble, where you survived a terrible accident. You rebuilt your right arm using Magitech science, the same that allows Alonia to create robotic soldiers. Even so, you hope to learn more about Magitech and use it to make the world a better place. What happened in Pemble that caused you to lose your arm?
In Pemble, these magic soldiers being crafted by Alonia, something happened, whether it was intentional, a magic malfunction, but some of the soldiers went fucking haywire and attacked Pemble. And in the attack, my right arm was severely injured to the point where I had to get it removed and rebuild it.
After that, why did you leave the village?
There was nothing there.
Was it completely destroyed? Nothing was left?
No, let's say it was mostly destroyed.
Okay.
But everyone that I had there, whether it was families or friends, was either gone in the attack or just changed so much by the trauma and the slaughter that Pemble no longer felt like a home or a safe spot.
Okay. Due to Alonia's actions, as you just described, Magitech will forever be associated with war. But at least they're not sending living people into battle. What are your thoughts on the Empire because of that?
You're asking what this 12-year-old thinks of the geopolitical state of his war?
Yes. It has affected him directly. I assume he has
voter.
an opinion. Future voter, exactly.
Edgar feels conflicted about that. Because on the one hand, at least real people aren't dying. But on the other hand, there's no real consequences if real people aren't dying.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. All those years in Miss Melinda's...
Preschool?
Yeah, in Miss Melinda's psychiatry class.
Got it. Okay. Is Killer, you still with us? You dropped out of alchemy.
Yeah. Did I?
Yeah.
That's
It might
cool.
have.
I don't know
might
why
have
that
asked you, like,
happened.
Are you still here?
I
Okay.
wasn't paying attention.
Perfect.
I'm back in.
All right, there you are. All right, now we'll move on to Levine. You are a princess without a kingdom. Your home, Armorica, was conquered by Alonia. Powerless, you witnessed the Empire taking everything you held dear, including your loved ones. Your heart is heavy with guilt, and you will do anything in your power to save Denova from a similar fate. Why did Alonia attack Armorica?
For our cool guns and oil.
Okay.
No, I think it's just I think we had some resources that they wanted, and that's why they attacked, because they wanted it.
It fit in really well with the next question. What powerful weapon or magical artifact did they take from your kingdom?
Look at that.
That was great.
You know what? It's like I knew you were gonna ask that question. There, our Morca was working. Morca, was you can't say it any other way.
I know.
Was working on a mechanical, because this actually also ties in with the previous person, Edgar. They were working on a giant like Titan style mech that could cause greater destruction. Armorca had been like working on something like that.
Hey. And so this now belongs in the hands of the Empire, Elonia, then.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Armorica's dark metal is known as one of the best protections in the world, and your armor was a precious gift. Who gifted it to you?
My uncle
Okay.
gifted it to me because he was my trainer. On as a princess, you learn all different things.
I would know, yes.
And you, yeah. So one of those things was her uncle was her trainer, and her uncle was like, I want you to be safe if you ever have to find yourself in battle. So here's armor.
Was your relationship with him strictly like, were you close, like more than just an uncle? Was he more like a father figure to you at times, or was he the fun uncle? Like, what was your relationship with him?
I think she was closest with her uncle. I think she spent a lot of time. That was some of her favorite like trainings. She could never really focus too much in like the boring subjects, like speeches. And so she really loved it, but she was really, really close with her uncle. She loved it.
Okay. So those are our like traits and some questions to help like flesh those out. And where a character's traits might define who they are, there's another portion of this game that defines their relationship with people around them. And these are going to be your bonds. And these will also have a mechanical benefit later on. In the real game, you can have up to 6 bonds. In this tutorial, it's only limited to 3. But now that you all have had a chance to see each other in action, to hear a little bit more about their background and answer these questions, we're going to go around and create one bond with one other player character. Okay? So you choose someone that left an impression on you during the first scene. Just think about them, hold them in your mind's eye. Each bond, there are 3 bond pairs. Okay, so each time you make a bond with someone, you have to pick one of the bond pairs, and I'll explain what I mean. The bond pairs are admiration or inferiority, loyalty or mistrust, affection or hatred. Your bond you can't be both affectionate and hatred towards somebody. You have to pick one of the two in that bond. So, with that being said, we want to...
Can we all be affectionate towards Edgar?
You absolutely can. You absolutely can. Now, you can have like of those 3 bond pairs, you can have one from each. So the maximum could be 3, but you can't have one in the same pairing. So yes, you can all be affectionate to Edgar if you want. I mean, Edgar, you can't choose yourself.
Oh, but I love myself.
Funnily enough,
Glad one of us
are
does
we?
them.
I'm about to say, are we sharing these?
Yeah. Let's just go ahead and
okay. I'm going to start off strong.
But...
I'm going to start off strong because I feel like at first it would have been Edgar for Blair, but I'm going to say that Blair has what's the word? Has admiration for Cassandra because they really respect the way that she immediately hopped into action and how her plan worked.
Okay. So admiration for Cassandra. So that will be, and I'll explain strength of the bond in a minute, but you have basically that bond strength is 1 since there's 1 emotion attached to it. So now, Cassandra, since Blair chose you, you get to go next. What is your bond that you'd like to form?
Hatred towards Ed. No, I'm kidding. I do. I feel like the most logical one is with Blair. And that more leans into the idea that I do feel like Cassandra has I do feel like it is an affection towards Blair in the sense of she's a princess of the people, and that's something that you don't see a lot of in this world and the way that people think about things. So I do feel like that Cassandra does have an affection for Blair in that sense of that, like, because it's not a loyalty, because I can dip at any time. I like
Sure.
I was,
Whatever.
you know what's so funny? I was just about to, I was just going to ask if you think loyalty would work as well.
No. Lamau, no. I do feel like it's more of an affection to your character than anything else. Because
Yeah.
it's something that Cassandra hasn't seen a lot of, and especially after her mentor left her, the leader was like, hey, you should probably go to avoid a lot of things. You're the first person in a position of power that has actively put everybody else first, and Cassandra has that affection for that character that you are.
Yeah, it would be really funny because I feel like that is true, but I also feel like if Blair was just like, yeah, my dad doesn't trust me to handle this threat of war, and you Cassandra would be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, 100%. She's like, yeah, I agree, but baby steps.
Okay, so you're doing affection towards Blair.
I mean, I've got one for all of them, but we're only doing one at the moment, so that's easy.
Yeah, we're only starting with one. So then I guess I'll jump to Levine. What bond do you want to form?
Mine is going to be affection to Edgar because I think she watched Edgar jump out to try to, save things and then almost get hurt, and she immediately like PTSD flashbacks to, all of the horrors, TM, and then like
TM.
and then like was like, I gotta protect this kid, and so now she's like, big sister energy towards Edgar.
Okay, love it. And then Edgar, bring us home.
Edgar will have a loyalty towards Miss Fulbright for trying to save me from falling off the airship.
I love it.
And I did protect you when the ship fell too.
Oh yeah, true, that too.
Okay.
I really appreciate these adults basically taking on these two children to lead towards the right path.
Nice, isn't it?
I have a gun!
I made it myself. It's like one of those like 3D printed guns you made yourself at home.
But it really works.
But yeah, this one really works. Okay, so the strength of your bond is basically the number of emotions that you have in a bond. That is the bond strength. So it can range anywhere from 1 to 3 if you've associated it all with one emotion from each pairing. So for instance, a bond of inferiority and mistrust for someone has a strength of 2. And that'll come into play later. So if you had a admiration, mistrust, and hatred, so like you admire them, but at the same time you don't really trust them, and you hate them at the same time, that'd be a strength of 3. And
Interesting.
And it says here too, don't shy away from complex emotions. That is exactly the kind of drama you want to see. So,
oh, we're creating like telenovela level of bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do it. So,
okay, in that case, yeah, I might change mine. Because now it makes more sense. Yeah, instead of affection, it's admiration but mistrust.
Okay.
For Blair. For the exact same reason that I said before.
Perfect. I love that. Okay. Let's switch scenes again. This is what's called a GM scene. So this is something that, again, you see these in JRPGs a lot. This is a scene that doesn't involve you, but it will give you some insight into things that are going on behind the scenes. Sometimes, I don't use them a lot. I don't use them a lot in like D&D, but this game's using it, so let's try it.
If
uses it a lot in Golden
if you
Boy.
guys like,
yeah, he does.
If you guys like Power Rangers, the game Henshin, which is a game where you basically get to play as Power Rangers, also has points that the DM can spend to do stuff like this, and it's
That's
great.
cool.
I love it. I use it all the time in that game, so I'm very excited.
So, we now see the inside of an ancient building, a temple of some kind. There's a dark room illuminated by a dim purple glow. Supporting the roof is a massive bronze pillar decorated with ancient symbols. The pillar is filled with cracks from which are seeping rays of intense energy. You can hear the clacking of armored heels on the stone floor. Then we see a hand approach the pillar. It's wrapped in a large silver gauntlet. The scientists in Alonia were right, a feminine voice says. The compass was left buried here ever since the disaster. Now that we have it, now I can bring you back for good, brother. The two shadows stand against the purple light. One is massive, like a giant clad in armor. The other is shorter and thinner, wielding a long spear. It seems that you all don't have much time left. So in Fabula Ultima, this is, like I said, what's known as a Game Master scene. It doesn't involve the players, but you will notice that it did introduce two villains. So even though you weren't there, that does count as a villain introduction, which is important. Because now we're going to unlock the third one on our sheets, which are Fabula points. So anytime a main antagonist of a scenario has been introduced, you would get Fabula points. Every character at character creation starts with 3 Fabula points, so now everyone has 5. So now, as that unlocks, you all have 5 Fabula points. So now I'm just going to kind of go through what makes Fabula points, why they're important, what makes you special. Okay, so there's a couple ways to get them. Whenever you fumble check, which is when you roll 2 1s. So whenever you fumble, so a nat 1, essentially, a critical fail, gives you a Fabula point. That's nice. And anytime the villain enters the scene for the first time. And again, because this scene just happened, you get 2. Okay, so here's what you can do with Fabula points. Okay, you can, from now on, for the rest of this game, you can spend them in a couple ways. After rolling a dice for a check, if you don't roll a fumble, you can spend one of those points to invoke one of your traits, the identity, theme, or the origin, and re-roll one or both dice and use the new roll. So in the beginning, when you Cassandra, used your Sky Captain, I gave you a +2 bonus. But what really should have happened in that moment was you could have spent a Fabula point and then re-rolled one of the dice that you didn't like. One or both dice, as long as it wasn't a fumble. After re-rolling a dice for a check, you can spend after rolling dice for a check, you can spend a Fabula point to invoke one of your bonds and add the strength of that bond, which again, the number of emotions tied to it, to the result of the check. You can only do this once per check. So when you do invoke a trait or bond, you have to kind of explain it. So you couldn't really invoke a bond if it has nothing to do with that person. But that's why you want those bond strengths, right? So even sometimes with villains or other characters like that, you could have a bond that would help you when you're fighting them, as long as you have the Fabula points to spend for it. So...
Oh, my brain just went to overload for RP. That's
really
sick.
cool.
Hey, so when are we going to be playing this game? This game, just us.
We're doing it right now. What are you talking about?
You could end it at just when are we going to play this game? You could just end it there. It's fine. That's close enough.
We're playing it right now. So, this scene fades as we rejoin our heroes. There is no clear path towards the bottom of the crater. This place is littered with rubble, collapsed buildings, and shattered columns. The whole area whispers of the lives that were lost here. A maze of ruins bathed in ominous purple light coming from a large building several hundred meters below where you are. Exactly 7 meters.
I thought you were going to say 700 meters.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going with.
I have no idea how long that is.
Me either. I was lost at 7 meters.
I'm good.
So this crater is basically a veritable maze, but the source of the purple light is relatively easy to identify, kind of down there at the bottom. But the trick here is getting down unharmed. So we're about to learn something else. Who wants to learn more as our character sheet unlocks some more stuff? Woo! I kind of like this stepped character sheet thing. I really think it helps kind of teach better. Anyway,
It's breaking it down into like easier things. Like you're not
Yeah.
explaining the whole sheet at once.
so now
I
we're
am
going to
a
be
little
doing.
bit ADHD having a hard time. We're okay.
Now we're going to do a group check. So this is our first group check. So here's how this works. We're going to describe how we're going to do this. So it's going to be very similar to that first scene, right? But we're going to describe what we're doing, except one person is going to be the leader. Okay, so together, you all determine who wants to be the leader for his. This will be the last person to perform a check, and their result will determine the consequences of the action. So that's the first step. Who's leading the
Is the
charge
goal
down?
to get to the bottom of the
Unharmed, yes.
caldera? I'd
Okay,
probably
so
Cassandra, you or me would probably end up leading, like, be the first down. I would probably stay up top and hold it. You know, make
I'm about
sure
to say,
everything's-
how are we doing this? Like, the guy with the hat who runs from boulders. Indiana Jones. Are we like Indiana Jones? Are we like Indiana Jonesing this, and we're like jumping from platform to platform, or are we like going Sherlock and like trying to pick the best spot?
Is there like a big ass rock I can tie this rope to, and we can just climb down?
Yeah, that's
because if we're going dexterity, I would highly recommend Cassandra.
So whoever the leader is, you guys pick the leader, and then they will determine what their approach is going to be, and that will set
this feels like this was a situation where it would be the opposite of that, where we would want to figure out what our approach would be and then figure out who'd lead it.
I'll lead the way, guys. Don't you?
You could do that, but I mean, either way, it works the same. I mean, because if you pick the character first, you'd base your approach on what you're good at, or if you determine what you're doing, then you'd pick the character that's good at it. Either way works.
It definitely needs to be one of the. It definitely needs to be one of the adults.
Oh, I'm the only person here that's built an arm from scratch, but no, that's okay. One of the adults can do it.
Cassandra's gonna pat your head.
So, what is the approach? Are you trying to do, like, you're going to tie a rope? Is that what you want to try to do? Or what's the approach here?
I feel like, because this is a drop, isn't it?
It's a pretty big drop.
I reckon we go with tying off a rope to try and, like, ease our way down.
Okay.
And then I reckon you should be in charge, like, tying off the rope. Because I would safely assume that your might is probably the highest.
So for finding the spot...
Are you talking to the 12-year-old? Oh, okay.
For finding a spot, like a suitable rock, finding that, tying it, and then rappelling down, I think the checks for this are going to be insight and might.
Well, I got good might.
Definitely not me.
So who wants to lead then?
I'd say my might is a D8, but my insight is the highest, I believe. So
lead the way, princess.
D10, D8, not too bad. That probably is your best combination here.
If that's the best. If that's the best combination.
Yeah. Mine's a D6, D10 insight.
D6. Oh, mine's even worse than that. Yeah.
Yikes! Okay. It really might have to be Blair.
Okay, so here's how this works. Blair's going to go last. Everyone else is now going to make a support check. It uses the same attributes as the leaders, and it has a fixed difficulty of 10. So I'll need everybody besides Blair to give me a insight might check with a difficulty of 10.
Insight might.
Keeping in mind, you can use your Fabula points now to either re-roll or add your bonds and things like that.
All right. There goes nothing.
We got a success, and a failure. Okay. So, for every player... you going to spend a Fabula point?
Shown up. No, mine hasn't shown up. I don't know what happened.
So I've got...
Oh, it showed up for us.
Yeah, I've got a 13 success.
Yeah, yours is a 13, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, mine stopped moving, so I don't know.
That's weird. Is it you don't see it in the chat log either?
Okay, I just typed in bump and it didn't do it. I'm gonna just quit and come back in. I'll be 1 second. even though I'm still in the chat.
He's still here.
It's almost
It's
like
like
I
it-
never left.
It's like I can still hear his voice.
So
I've only
here's
been
how
gone
this
for
works
10
now.
seconds.
For every player character who succeeded, so that was 2 successes, the leader will receive a +1 bonus to the result of their check.
Yay.
So, I mean, that's more generous. I actually thought the negatives, the failures, were going to subtract away from it. So you're going to have a +2 when you make this. Now, your difficulty, leader, is 13 for this.
Can I use my Fabula points before I roll, or do I always have to be after?
Well, one of the Fabula points is to reroll, so that one definitely has to be after. I mean, I think it just makes sense to do it after, to see if you need to add the bond strength.
Okay, cool. So what is the roll?
It is insight and might.
Okay, insight. We're doing might. And I get a
Oh.
+2. And
Hold on
the
one
DC
second.
is what?
Here's a little bit more. So for every character that succeeded, there's a +1 to the result. If any of these characters have a bond towards the leader, add the single highest strength among these bonds to the leader's check as well. So who had a bond with Blair? I know there was at least, I think.
Cassandra
did.
And you said you put 2 emotions into that, right?
Yeah, she had admiration, but she didn't trust.
Okay, so you can add.
Yeah.
Basically, your roll is a +4.
Yay! And what's the difficulty?
13.
13.
Okay, let me roll that. 13 roll.
Okay.
I don't know what that is. Oh, good.
Here's the other thing. If you get doubles on anything 6 and higher, that is a critical success.
Oh.
So double 6s, double 7s, double 8s, etc. So that is a critical success. With the +4, you had no difficulty making this. You managed to easily navigate your way down as you find the rock, the appropriate one, a nice strong one, and leave it to Edgar to have more than enough rope as Blair kind of ties herself off, being that kind of person that wants to put themselves in danger first, insists that they go first. And one by one, you all kind of rappel down, helping each other along the way, making the way all the way to the bottom without any injuries, actually, which is nice.
Yay!
So no one's going to get hurt, so I'm just going to read you the explanation about hit points. Pretty straightforward. Hit points, that's your health. Mind points represent kind of your ability to focus. You use that to cast magic spells. I think that's pretty straightforward. Most people understand that from these kind of games. Yeah. If you failed, you would have taken some damage.
No, we're too good for that.
I think
Don't
as
say
they were
that.
going down, Blair was immediately thinking, okay, I can't mess this up. How would Cassandra go about this?
WWCD.
What would Cassandra do? Okay.
I think that'd be the worst idea. What would Cassandra do? Let go and leap? Like, I'm a spear user?
Probably. Okay. So.
Oh my god, cute.
Yeah, I do like the Fabula Ultima, like all the artwork they have in here. Okay. So, despite some, actually really no difficulty at all, you manage to reach the lower level of the ruins. The source of the purple light grows closer and closer, and you can see that it's coming from this domed-shaped building that's not too far from where you are. But strewn amongst the rubble, you notice the remains of several Elonian Magitech soldiers. The Empire has been here recently. Some lie motionless on the ground, and others kind of hiss and shake in a shower of sparks as they just wander aimlessly through the ruins. Whatever they have that guides them seems to have been damaged by the blast, perhaps? By another battle? It's hard to tell. Your best guess is that whatever magical energy damaged your airship has also ended up irreparably frying the cores of these constructs. Suddenly, you see a small, cloaked person running towards you, chased by this large, one-eyed, winged monster. please help me. I'm just a merchant. I was just... As she's like running towards you. She sounds like a younger girl, probably someone around Edgar's age. She stops at you briefly and then just keeps running, putting herself as far away from these things as possible, leaving you standing in between her and this thing just barreling down at you. You have a choice here. You can intervene, or you can let this thing go by and chase the girl. What do you want to...
I mean, we all know what Blair's gonna do.
Yeah, obviously we're reading.
Okay.
Oh my god, is this a perfectly placed segue into a new mechanic, perhaps?
It is, actually, as we unlock
Oh my god!
Chapter 5 on our character sheet, which is actually pretty big. It's unlocking skills, actions, equipment, and initiative. So
That's too much.
Yay!
As you go to engage this thing, sudden movement also draws the attention of 2 of these lesser damaged Elonian troopers that kind of were wandering around, and their heads kind of clack towards you, sparks still flying out of their necks. They slowly start dragging themselves towards your position, as we're going to have our first fight. So here's how we're going to do initiative. So to determine which side has the initiative, I need, it's another group check. This is always going to be dexterity and insight, and you should have an initiative button on your action bar down there. So, same thing. We pick who the leader is. I'm going to recommend Edgar. This is only -1. So we do the same thing.
That's fair.
Everyone but Edgar do your initiative check.
Where's the initiative check?
Well, it's in your actions, but there should be one at the bottom. Oh, I didn't have a chance to do yours. So it's in your actions. Success. So
finally.
I don't see.
Wait, how do we do this again? What was the button? Group check initiative.
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
Here we go.
We were all going to find it eventually.
Is the armor penalty, I'm assuming, the -2?
Yikes.
Didn't look like it added it in.
Because clicking on group check initiative opens up role prompts. Armor penalty and highest adversary initiative. I'm not leaving that one, obviously, that's up to you. I'm assuming the armor penalty would be the -2 that I've got.
I didn't have
for the initiative modifier.
No, it doesn't look like it put one in for you, though. So I guess you had to put in the -2 there. So that's going to be a failure then. Sorry, Levine.
Yeah, I ended up getting a 4.
Okay, so
I'm assuming that then.
Mm.
Oh, I thought that was a 9.
It was until you put the modifier -2 in.
No, I meant I thought the 6 was a 9.
Oh, I'm sorry. So let's see. I've got a failure, and a failure. Okay, so Edgar.
Don't worry, guys. I got this.
Hey, no. I didn't. Mine, I think was.
It was 10, but it didn't take your initiative off of it, and you got a -3.
I thought it did.
Because it was an 8 and a 2, and it just rolled 10.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool.
You don't get
Great. I love this game and I'm having so much fun.
You don't get any pluses from that. But somebody has a bond of +1 with you, so you'll get a +1 to your check. And you don't get any negatives because they didn't make it. So you're going to be a flat roll. That +1 negates your negative modifier. So it's a dexterity insight check.
Yikes.
Dexterity insight, and then it's just flat. Okay.
Yes.
Dexterity insight. Do I need to change the difficulty? Or is it just a roll?
The difficulty here. Oh, yeah. That's a great question. One that I wasn't prepared to answer. Oh, God. The difficulty level is 10 for this.
Good.
Hey!
Okay. That's a success. So here, I'm going to go ahead and start the initiative tracker. Okay. So here's how initiative works in this game. Okay. You guys have... Let me unhide them. You guys have the initiative. What that means is one of your characters is going to go first. Initiative turns go back and forth between you and the enemies. So you get to pick what order you go in. But one of you will go first, then an enemy, then you, then an enemy. And because there's more of you, once you run out of not being able to alternate, you'll just finish out your turn. So.
Oh, okay.
Who wants to go first? What order do you want to do this in? I'll put the Hexai there. The Elonian Trooper there.
Question.
Yeah. Actually, it works.
This purple energy in this crater. That's a result of the thing that happened here, right?
Either the result of the thing that happened or the source of the thing that shot that energy at you.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So who's acting first?
Edgar will go first.
Oh,
I think that's fair.
Cassandra wants to.
You were the only one that passed.
Does make sense.
Edgar will whip out his gun and a nervous desk pop. And he will barrage, or I will barrage my pistol.
Okay.
So I can attack with my pistol.
Yeah, so walk us through what you're doing, because I'm not
so
sure.
I'm going to shoot my pistol and spend 10 mind points to make it a barrage, which lets me shoot a second target.
Okay.
I make one attack against both of their defenses.
Okay.
I assume I can just click pistol attack, right? And it's good?
Yes. I did fix that one for you.
Oh.
So this is going to be one. It goes against both of theirs?
Yeah. Can I use a Fabula point to reroll the 1?
You absolutely can. Yeah, so just
Oh, that's a 1?
Roll another D8.
I thought it was good before. It's not.
Oh, you can click on it. You can click on it and then hit reroll. That's cool. Like you just click on the die.
Reroll!
11. I believe that hits. Does it go against both? You just do one roll against both of them, right?
Compared to the defense of both targets to determine which of them are hit by the attack. So if they have different defenses.
With an 11, they are both hit by the attack. So that would be your high roll plus 8 damage. So that's 15 damage to both of them.
God damn.
That was a pretty good hit.
All right. Oh,
So
yeah,
wait,
high roll plus 8. Okay.
Did you say, tell me which 2 targets again you were doing?
Oh, yeah, let's do the 2 big boys that sparks were shooting out and they just woke up.
Okay. So 15 to both of them. Got it. Math hard. Okay. So with that, then, let's bring this back to the encounter. I'll do the Hexai then next. You should have been up there. Let's see. What is this thing going to do? I am going to... First of all, randomly target somebody. Levine, you're being targeted by this.
Of course.
Oh.
And it is going to be a 5.
Horribleness.
I'm assuming that misses you completely.
Where would I confirm that?
What is your
Okay.
defense score?
Where do I find that?
It's the top right. Your defense is 11.
Okay, then
That's going to miss.
Yeah,
This thing swoops down at you with its wings, and you can see there's some kind of magic glittering off of it as it tries to literally like engulf you with some kind of enchantment. But you easily manage with your giant sword to bring it out and just kind of bat this thing away as it flutters off to the side. Next, who's up?
I guess I can go and hit it right back.
Yeah.
Do it,
Yeah.
Levine.
Don't hit me.
Punch
I'll
it.
hit me. Do I hit greatsword or greatsword attack? Greatsword attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I had 2 things. All right.
Yeah, because it wouldn't let me drag one to the bar, so I was trying to help. So that you can spend a Fabula point if you want to re-roll one of those,
Yeah.
or both.
Let's
One or both.
let's reroll the D8. spend a Fabula point. Why the fuck not? Of course. Of course. Okay. Of course.
So that's gonna miss.
Yeah.
As you try to swing, it's just you hit it too good the first time, as you knocked it just too far away, and when you swing by thinking it's gonna be like a nice follow-up, it's just barely out of reach. As we go to the next
Yet another
turn.
game that doesn't like me. I haven't gotten a single success this entire game so far.
It's been a little rough for you. Let's see. This one too is going to be. Let's see who's this one going to be against. Blair, as one of the Alonian troopers kind of starts walking and clanking up to you. What is your difficulty? What is your defense? 9. This is definitely going to hit you, and it's going to be high roll plus 12, so that's 7 plus 12, 19 damage, 19 thunder damage. As this thing kind of steps over to you, as it reaches up with its halberd and then slams it down on top of you, where it's kind of sparking. There's like some residual electricity on the edge of this blade as well, as it hits you for, 19 points of damage. And then who's next? Got Blair and Cassandra to go.
Blair, you want to react?
I can go if you want.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, how many enemies are in front of us? 3, right?
3, the Hexai and 2 Alonian troopers.
Okay, that will cost too much. I don't want to spend 30 MP. So, wait, I just got attacked, right?
You did.
Okay, my bad. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I thought you were talking about Cassandra this entire time. That's why I wasn't reacting.
No, that was, yep.
So let me go ahead and subtract that 19. Yikes! Okay.
So, let me say one thing before you go, because I want to back up. Something I did forget. You can't attack flying creatures with a melee weapon. So what I will say, instead of trying to attack the Hexai, we would have put your attack towards the Alonian. What was your total roll there? At the end.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't fucking
5,
know. It was bad.
Right? Okay.
Yeah,
they have a much lower defense. So
it's still gonna fail though, so it doesn't really matter.
I was just checking. Okay.
I have 26 HP left. That's rough. I don't want to spend 30 MP to attack them, so I'm just gonna attack the Hexai, so I only have to spend 10. So we're just gonna go ahead and do 50 there.
Okay.
Blair is hit, and I think she sees that it is flying, and you see even as she's hit, she focuses for a second, and you see she breathes in, and you see that immediately you all instinctively cover your ears as you feel a rupture come, and you see she screams at almost siren level paces as the cave begins to shake, and I'm going to use Lux.
Okay. And this will be against its magic defense, I'm assuming.
What? Yes. It's, wait, hold on. Hit up to 3 creatures, costs 10 MP per target. Magic check, intelligence plus WLP. On a hit, the target suffers HR 15 light damage. Okay. Thank you for telling me that we can't hit the flying target with a melee weapon, so I'm just going to use this on the flying guy.
Fair enough.
Alright, so we're going to use Lux.
You're only casting it on one enemy then?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I have to put a difficulty level? Right? I don't have to, right?
You don't have to, but the difficulty level for this will be 7. Because its magic defense is much lower.
Yay.
Than its physical defense.
Yeah, you already got all the stuff lined up, so I'm just gonna roll.
Nice.
I don't know what that means.
Okay. So, you got a 14, that's a success. The damage you deal is 10 plus 15. So that's 25 damage. Baby. 25 damage. And much like normal JRPGs, this thing is vulnerable to light damage. So you take it will take 50 points of damage, which is exactly its HP. So with one hit, Blair, would you please describe for us how you blast this thing out of existence?
Honestly, when I saw Lexington could hit multiple times, I immediately thought of like what the animation would be, and I feel like it would just be like them like singing with like a bad a bad MP3 song behind it. So I literally think it is just them screaming at like consequential levels, and this thing exploding in a burst of light.
Okay.
Gritsuko style.
Its eye kind of opens up, and you see light kind of pouring out of it from different like pores, and then its eye, one beam of light, kind of shoots out of the pupil, and then grows until eventually it just explodes in this brilliant display of pure light.
Oh, I feel like the animation for it would be like Blair would do that, and then like the little animation for the JPEG would be them cutely sitting while using a voice tonic and spraying it in their mouth.
I love that. So Blair, that's your turn, right?
Well, yes.
Next is the Elonian Trooper. Let's see who's gonna talk. Edgar, we're coming after you. This thing is going to walk up and try to get you with its halberd. How's that sound?
No.
Blair immediately pulls out her knife.
What's your defense?
They're ready to
13.
scrap now.
Okay.
Nice.
Ooh, 11. That is not going to make it. How do you dodge out of the way of this thing?
Edgar doesn't. As the halberd just fucking comes down on him, his runic shield, which makes his armor increase, just wards off the spear, or the halberd, and stops it from hitting him.
That's awesome. Okay. So, let's see. Let's remove this guy from the turn order. Boom, he dead. And then Cassandra, bring us home for this turn.
Yes. I am going to spend 10 MP. I'm going to use the Soaring Strike spell, which, as part of the same action used to cast this spell, you may perform an attack with your heavy spear. It is a melee attack, but this does give me the chance to hit flying enemies because I'm using a spear.
The flying one's dead, but cool.
But this will deal 5 extra damage.
It's good to know.
This will deal 5 extra damage.
Okay.
What is my accuracy check? Is Dex and Might +1.
And then you probably can just click your strike. So like if you just do the heavy spear attack.
That's what I just did there.
Well, no, Searing Strike, but then hit heavy spear attack, and it'll go ahead and roll the dexterity mod.
That makes sense. I'll take it.
The defense, by the way, for the physical defense for these is only 7, so that'll definitely work. So that's another 19 damage. Plus 5, so 24, right? Which one are you attacking? Just one of them, right?
The one that went for probably the one that went for Blair.
Okay, perfect. And what did we say? 24 damage?
Yeah.
Man. Okay. So what does this look like? How do you, as it's kind of clomping over towards Blair, ready to strike again?
As it goes to strike again, Cassandra's not even really going to think. She's just in action mode. And what she's going to do is she kind of sweeps it once across the arm. Does this kill it? Or does it just like...
No, this doesn't kill this one. This one just does damage.
That changes things. It's going to be way less cool. But essentially what it is the spear kind of just like catches on the arm as it's being raised and just kind of digs into the arm, dealing the damage. And like, I don't know, maybe like... it just like catches and like locks in the arm. And she's like holding it there to not attack again.
Got it. It will put this thing in crisis mode, which means that it is bloodied. It's less than half its health. Crisis mode does have some benefits. For instance, the strike is a little bit different in crisis mode, so it's under half health. Back to the
cap remote in crisis mode.
Back to the top of the round. I don't believe we have to. It's still, you all have the initiative, but I don't believe we have to stick with the same one. So, Edgar, do you want to go again, or are we going to have someone else lead the round this time?
Anybody else feeling trigger happy, or should I shoot?
I mean, I'm happy to try and hit this thing again and make it into like a chained thing.
Do it. Go for the twofer.
I'm just going to do a regular heavy attack on this one. Not using my MP one. Oh, I am using a Fabula point to reroll that one.
I probably would.
I want to hit this cunt. So
actually, don't worry about it. Its defense is only 7. Remember, these are a little bit easier to hit physically. So you don't need, unless you want to reroll it to try to push the damage,
or unless you're killer, and then doesn't matter.
I'm just trying to figure out where the +2s come from.
The heavy spear. Let's see. So the heavy spear.
It says I only have +1. Accuracy check. Plus might +1.
+1. This one is 2.
I'm just gonna re-roll it.
Sure, go for it.
Just re-roll that one.
And that's not a crit because it has to be 6 or higher. But that'll still do.
Well,
is Soaring Strike still in effect?
Oh, that's what it is, maybe. How do I turn that off? I will figure that out in a second.
Okay. Either way,
I have to figure that out.
Either way, that does hit.
16 damage.
16 points of damage against the same one you just attacked, right?
Yeah. So essentially, I've caught it in the arm to like stop the attack on Blair, and then like spinning the staff, the spear in my hand to aim the blade down, and it's gonna like catch it, spin, and then straight down.
Okay. This thing is still barely holding on. As it comes to its turn.
Oh my god.
I'm not rolling for this one. This one is just attacking you straight out because you're engaged with it. I will use its halberd strike. Your defense is what, 11?
11.
Okay, so let's see. So that's going to be 13. So you're going to take 18 points of lightning damage. And you suffer the slow condition. So slow means that your dexterity dice goes down 1 size.
Yikes.
Back to your all's turn. Who wants to go next?
1 second.
I'd like to give it another shot before I rage quit.
Yeah, fuck it up. Kill it.
Levine.
Call of Cthulhu the Squeakquel.
Levine, it is your turn then.
It's gonna happen this time.
Yeah.
You got this.
Which one are you going for? The one that's almost dead or the other one?
Honestly, I don't really care. I just want to land a hit.
Whichever one lets me hit them.
Okay. Your difficulty for this is 7.
Cool.
Come on.
Great.
Funny.
Come on, Avril Lavigne.
Yeah!
It was almost a
baby.
crit too.
Damn.
Because you didn't choose, you're hitting the one that's not almost dead.
That's fine. I don't care.
16 points. 16 points
17.
of damn. Wait, 17?
17. Yeah.
Oh, yes, you're right.
6,
That's
and the
7.
highest
Okay,
roll is
sorry.
7.
You're right. Thank you for that.
Oh, that high roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I clicked into that earlier and I was like, oh, I should only roll 10s, and then I proceeded to not do that.
Okay. What does it look like since you finally got a hit on? What does it look like? Describe in as much detail as you want to go into this thing about how amazing this looks.
Yeah, so we didn't mention this, but Levine's sword is not just like a typical sword. It's like made of soul stuff. Like she like wills her sword into existence. So it's sort of a little bit lightsabery, but she just sort of like manifests her sword and swings down, and there's like a flashlight behind it, you know, and it cleaves off one of these things' arms or something.
Cool. And that is appropriate, as this one now enters crisis mode as well.
Excellent.
So its turn comes up. So let's go ahead and see who it's going to attack. Levine. Well, that makes sense, I guess. So this one, Levine, is coming after you. Your defense is 11, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we get. 15 total. So you will also suffer slow. So your dexterity will drop down 1, and you will take 21 points of lightning damage.
Oh.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, they're hitting pretty hard. And then we've got Edgar and Blair left to go. Who wants to go next?
Yeah, let me just go ahead and take this one for you, Edgar.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we need to get rid of these guys, so I'm just gonna spend the MP. Yeah, I'm just gonna use Lux again to get rid of them, because this is actually starting to get bad, and I can't heal yet. So we're just gonna do Lux again, and I'm just gonna spend 20 of the points, which will get me down to 30.
10. Difficulty's 10 for the roll.
Okay, so let me get down to 30. Okay, so I'm gonna attack both of them with Lux.
Magic defense is higher.
These ones are, yeah.
Oh, is it? I completely forgot. It's fine.
10 though, still average kind of roll.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Reroll.
Oh my god, another crit!
Holy shit, a crit?
Oh, thank
Another
goodness.
crit. So you can take an
Rigged.
opportunity here because you got a crit. Each target hit by this spell suffers dazed. Okay. So, so that's high roll plus 15. Or I believe you can also, there's some other ones. I think you can use your opportunity to double the damage if you want, instead of giving them the daze condition.
I would rather double the damage.
Okay.
Get these guys out of here.
So that is a total of high roll plus what? So high roll plus
15.
I'm gonna have to look. They're dead. Okay, I'll have to double check on the double damage. It might just double the dice damage. I'll double check on that opportunity between sessions. Either way, that's enough with a critical to take both of them out. So what does this look like? It's Lux again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
yeah, I think that Blair sees that their friends are in danger, and I think that they take in a breath, and I think you guys hear the scream again, except I think after these things are destroyed, you guys see that Blair immediately falls to their knees and is coughing up blood.
Hey. As these things both have a very similar kind of like light from the inside, like ripping them apart as you see the chest plate fly off until eventually just this little explosion of light causes both of them to just crumble under the ground. With the remnants of whatever magic kept them floating, just this faint kind of purple light floating off of them like almost kind of like a small little fire, just kind of roaring off of them and then dissipating into the air. As Blair drops to her knees, the exertion of everything that she's had to do, or they've had to do, as they just start to cough, and you see blood splatter onto the ground in front of them.
And that is to show that I have 26 HP left.
And that is where we will end part 1 of our press start intro into Fabula Ultima.
Yay!
So, that's where we're going to pick up in 2 weeks. And like I said, this was about the halfway point, so we should be able to do this in 2 sessions. So 2 weeks from today, we will come back here and see if we can get to the bottom of what's going on with this giant purple laser beam that shot you out of the sky. And see if we can find some of the things that we're here looking for. So, thank you all for joining. I've been looking forward to playing this game for so long. Hope you had fun. Hope this was educational to those of you that are watching it. I tried to explain things a little bit more than I normally would because it's a new system for everybody, and I wanted it to be kind of a tutorial as you're watching along with us too. So, if you want to, the PDFs of the player characters should be available, I think, for free. You can get them on DriveThruRPG if you want to kind of look through them. And I think the press start, I believe the press start is free on Alchemy. So check that out. I think that's the free thing that you can get. Either way, Alchemy does also. They have a free version of every game they have. So make sure to check that out, especially if you enjoyed this. So yeah, let's see. I think that'll be it. And this is the end of my marathon week. I'm taking a break until Monday, where we'll be back with Final Fantasy XIV, tabletop role-playing game. So we're kind of in a JRPG mood right now. So
yeah.
And then Temptations next week? Yes.
Yep,
Yeah.
we are still in the JRPG thing because we're fighting gods.
There we go.
We're in hell.
It's
We're in
one of
hell.
And
JRPG month here on Wolfkin's Tabletop, apparently. So with
one
that,
character has died, the others are fighting gods. It's very Final Fantasy.
well, that is how we got our start here. So with that, then, I'm just going to say, lally ho, friends, and we'll see you next time.